The Soncio Grand Prix, aka the Grand Prix of Indianapolis, was on this weekend around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway's road course, building up to the great Indy 500 later this month. This is kind of a preview event, although of course the track itself is very different to the oval. We only go on part of the oval for the Grand Prix layout, but let's dive into it, guys. Let's have a look at the 5 things that we learned from this weekend's race, which actually was held on Saturday rather than Sunday like usual. And the first thing that we learned is that Mr. Perfect continues to be near perfect in 2025. Alex Palou won his 4th race of the season out of just 5 races in total. I think he's matched AJ Foyt, or at least he's the same winning percentage as AJ Foyt in his opening 5 rounds of the season. He is right up there with the very, very best. This is going to be a GOAT season, a greatest of all time season for Palou. I mean, people will criticize him, people don't like to see it all the time. I get it, you want variety in there, especially in a spec series, but when a driver is dominating like this, winning every single race, you have to hold your hands up and say, well, it's clearly him. You can't say that it's the car like it is in Formula 1. People say it's the car all the time when a driver wins all the time, whether it's Verstappen or Hamilton or whoever, but you can't say it's the car this time around for Alex Palou because everybody else has the same car, especially his teammates do, of course, at Chip Ganassi Racing. So yeah, Palou didn't have it all his own way. He was up there with Graham Rahal. We'll talk about him very shortly, but he was up there with Graham Rahal in 2nd place for the first half or so of the race. But in the 3rd stint of the race, everybody had to do 3 stops during this one. Had to do 4 different compounds of tyres, 2 primaries and 2 options. That was mandated by IndyCar themselves. But he didn't have it all his own way. He was in 2nd for a decent part of it, but he just turned it alive. He just absolutely just ran away with it after that. As soon as he got past Rahal, he was gone and nobody was catching him. And just like in the championship, no one's catching this season. It's already over, 100%. Doesn't matter if he's never won around an oval. He doesn't need to now. He just needs to be top 5 for every race in the rest of the season. And, you know, someone like, I don't know, Pato O'Ward could win every single race and he'd still win the championship probably. That's such as his advantage right now. I saw a stat as well that said that the gap between 1st and 2nd right now, between Palou and Kirkwood, who is still in 2nd in the standings, again, we'll talk about him soon. That is a bigger gap than the gap from Kirkwood down to whoever's in 15th currently in the IndyCar point standings. It's dominance. It's absolute domination. Fair play to the guy. He's absolutely wiping the floor of everybody right now. But yeah, Rahal. Oh man, Rahal. He was leading in the early stages. Did a great job. It was all seeming like he was going to get a challenge for him, potentially get a podium at least or something. But unfortunately, he had a poor pit stop not too long after he was passed by Palou, and he ended up going all the way down to 6th place. Really sad to see it undone like that for him, unfortunately. But that is the way that the cookie crumbles sometimes in racing. You could do everything right as a driver, but unfortunately, sometimes your team can let you down. And sometimes drivers can let teams down. It goes both ways. But yeah, a good race for Rahal on the whole. But yeah, unfortunately, 6th in the end. It could have and should have been a lot better for him. But who got 2nd place in his place? Well, it was Pato O'Ward. He stormed through to 2nd place. I think he started in like 5th or 6th himself and had some excellent pace through the race. Really, really cut through the field like a hot knife through butter. So great for him. He's really, stepping up his bid to get 2nd place in the driver's standings, because that's all everybody's fighting for at the moment. But Kyle Kirkwood, he was the guy who finished in 8th place in this race, and I highlight him because he, of course, is 2nd in the standings still. But that gap right now is very, very close. There's not a lot between those drivers, all the way from 2nd down to about 7th, 8th or so. There's not a lot between them, and Will Power is very much joining that group as well. The final guy that I'm going to highlight during this race, Will Power completing the podium in 3rd place. I'm just going to highlight him for that. We didn't really see too much of him during the race, but a good drive for him nevertheless, and that is 3 top 5s in a row, 4 top 6s in a row. It's only really the opening round at St. Pete that really lets him down so far this season. But yeah, he is very much charging up the order. And like I said, there is not a lot between these guys in the championship. I mean, you've got Kyle Kirkwood, Christian Lundgaard and Pato O'Ward 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the standings overall. Just 3 points between them. And if you go a little bit further behind, I mean, all the way down to Felix Rosenqvist really in 8th place. He is only 26 points behind Kirkwood. So it is very tight right now behind Palou. It's just, you just kind of have to chop the top off and just forget about Palou, because I mean, he, like I said, 4 wins out of 5 races, and the other one he was 2nd place in Long Beach. So the guy is absolutely on fire. Indy 500 is next though. But yeah, Indy 500 next, the big one. 2 weeks time for that. They're going to stay in Indianapolis while they practice for that. The whole month of May is going on right now. But yeah, who is going to win Indy 500? But yeah, We'll do some content in the build up to this on the channel, guys, as always. You know how we do on here. But yeah, who's your early pick for that? Will it be Palou? Will he be able to complete a three-peat? 5 wins out of 6 races to start the season? I have to see, guys. Your thoughts in the comments below as always. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to see more like this. And have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world today, guys. And we'll see you very soon here on the channel.